What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So, I want to speak about four people, and I want to do this as quick as I possibly can because I'm not going to talk too much about them. I'm just going to read something to you guys, and then you guys can look this up on your own if you feel the interest to do it. Now, the first fighter I'm going to talk about is a female boxer named Natalie Sugar Brown, which she every Wednesday goes live, I believe, 8 o'clock on YouTube, and I'm able to check her when I can. I try to as much as I can, but when I'm, moving and shaking, I can't really, you know. I wanna link up with Lady Chan and do some lives with her. I want to do my own lives, but I just be so busy. Now, let me read up on Natalie Sugar Brown. I've seen her fight, and she's one of the fighters. Let me say before I read it that she was in the beginning. Okay, I believe she was there before Layla Ali and Ann Wolf, and I remember her before I remember them. To be honest with you, and when you are a part of something that's new, something that hasn't went mainstream yet, it's easy to get overlooked. So your contributions get buried, and it takes someone to know who these people are to give a damn enough to say, you know what, I'm going to talk about this person. Doesn't matter how many people watch the video or not. I mean, you would like for the video to get the attention, attention, but at the same time, people are selective with what they want to see. But I have a lot of respect for her, and everybody's not going to see a fighter the same way. Now, I'm not measuring any level of greatness to, really put that out there to talk about what I think so much. Do I think she was a good fighter? Oh, hell yeah, she was. And a lot of people will, oh, but I remember this, I remember that, and you know, um, you win some, you lose some. But at the same time, it's just sad that people get, go unnoticed, and they contributed. Where you are watching female fighters right now that basically came after them, so everybody don't get the same attention, and then when people don't want to fight you, you're in that position of you have to take whatever fight you can get. So let me read up on Natalie Sugar Brown to you guys. Okay. So, her name, Natalie Sugar Brown, a highly accomplished female pugilist with over 20 years of elite level boxing experience. Natalie's passion for boxing has led her has led to her success as an elite level amateur and a world rated professional boxer. Natalie started boxing as a teenager in Atlanta, Georgia, USA. She is considered a trailblazer due to her many impressive accomplishments. Here are a few of her favorites: two-time world silver medalist, three-time national Golden Glove champion, Police Athletic League national champion, USA Boxing national champion, first national champion Jamaican female boxer, Yaman, first and only female to medal for the country of Jamaica internationally in boxing. Yeah. And I feel like those accomplishments, they should not go unnoticed, but hey man, people, they go with the popularity thing. So if people don't hear a lot about you, they automatically think that you weren't that good. But she was very good. And hey, like I said, you win some, you lose some. Okay. Member of the USA Boxing Female Olympic Team. Ranked number 2 in the world, Natalie has trained internationally and gained many accomplishments. Now, this thing is glaring in my eyes. Accomplishments which has made her a noted athlete on a national and international platform. Natalie was inducted into the Georgia Boxing Hall of Fame, as well as have been awarded Female Athlete of the Year by the United States Olympic Committee, USA Boxing, and also the Jamaican Boxing Board of Control. As a professional, she has fought world title opposition and has been rated top 10 internationally. Sugar is an active contender and continues to challenge highly rated opposition. Natalie Sugar Brown's knowledge and experience as a pugilist provides a solid foundation and the development of her unique athletic programs. She applies her Olympic and professional education in boxing to serve her clients in the practical development of skills, health, and fitness. Let sugar teach you the sweet science. Her experience is sure to help you on your journey to increase your confidence, fitness, conditioning, and overall health. And with that being said, she's no longer an active fighter, but I respect things like this because, at least there is avenues that people can travel to find this information if they want it. And yeah, she's a fighter I used to watch, and it was a lot of times, man, you see things, and you have to work and do things, and you're on the road, and so sometimes it seems like it's over before it starts, and then you looking and what happened to such and such. Well, now we're in an age of technology where we can actually go on to YouTube or any other social media platforms and pull up this information. And yeah, I remember her fights, and yeah, man, she was always a solid fighter to me, and obviously to other people as well. So, Natalie Sugar Brown, I salute you. And hey, it's not about a popularity contest. I acknowledge what you contributed, and thank you for the beautiful memories. Okay, so let's keep it rolling. The second person that I want to talk about, okay, is Sam Langford. He was another guy. These are people that were great fighters that never became world champion. And people don't understand, there are great fighters that never became world champion. Sam Langford is one of them. So, let's see what they have to say about Sam Langford. While there are many great fighters of the past that were cruelly denied their crowning, okay? Their crowning glory in the sport, there's no questioning who the best uncrowned king is in history is. The immortal Sam Langford is proof that world titles aren't the be-all, end-all in boxing. There is an abundance of far lesser fighters that have reigned as multiple weight champions in the modern day and won't be fondly remembered long term. That's true. That is so true. Yeah. And as I said, there are fighters that were great that never became world champion. And, there's also some people that never became world champion that people overrate, in my opinion, because not only did they not accomplish anything, but they didn't fight anybody. The difference, he fought people. You understand? So, yeah. Okay. Didn't fight quality elite opponents. Okay. Yet, the Boston Terror never got his hand on the gold and is undoubtedly a top 5 all-time, pound-for-pound great. The Canadian Hall of Famer's record and resume is unbelievable. He beat legendary lightweight champion Joe Gans at just 17 years of age. One of boxing's all-time greatest victories, when the title wasn't on the line and was unfortunate to only draw with welterweight king Joe Walcott. Okay. Langford also bested the first ever African-American heavyweight champion Jack Johnson, but was ironically denied a rematch for the heavyweight crown through the color line, while Jack Dempsey later admitted he avoided giving him a title shot too. So Jack Dempsey didn't want that smoke. And you know what? I don't think they gave us Natalie Sugar Brown's record, but I'll probably post something about it. I posted something about it before. Yeah, I don't remember what her record was, but I don't think that they actually posted her record. Okay. Who else did I want to talk about? He's up here. Did they move him? Okay, so the next person that I want to talk about, Herbert Louis Hardwick Arroyo, better known as Coco Kid. Okay. He was born May 2nd, 1914. Wow, he died December 27th, 1966. Okay, so let me just go to his boxing career because it's a lot to read. Okay. Hardwick began to box in Atlanta, where he was 14 years old under the tutorship and management of Edward Allen Robinson. Okay. And Antonia's husband. Okay. Well, he fought for the first time as a professional at the age of 15. 15. And you guys make excuses when the guy's 23 and loses to somebody at 36, 37. Yeah. Okay. 15. On May 27th, 1929, at the Elks Restaurant in Atlanta, against a boxer who went under the name of Kid Moon and was victorious in that encounter. In 1932, Connecticut State Senator Harry Durant was among those present at one of the fights in West Palm Beach. The senator was impressed with Hardwick and sponsored his trip to New Haven, where Hardwick began to fight under the name of Coco Kid. The name printed on the boxing license was that of Louis Hardwick Arroyo. Hardwick used various names during his boxing career besides using Louis Arroyo. He also fought under the name of Louis Kid Coco. All right. On April 4th, 1932, he won his first fight in Connecticut against a boxer named Joe Miller. Okay. Now, I'm not going to read all of this because it's a lot. But these people you can read up on yourself. I'm pretty sure YouTube have videos of them. Now, he was a welterweight. And I, gave you his age and date of birth when he died. His boxing record, a total of 249 fights. Wins, he had 178 wins. He won 48 by KO. He lost 58 times and had 11 draws. And I'm pretty sure that record would give people mixed reactions. Like, yeah, but he lost a lot. But see, again, when you are someone, and he was only 52 years old when he died. Wow. Well, when you're someone that fight the tough fights, it's easy to say that, but at the end of the day, it's definitely a thing where you're gonna more than likely have losses when you fight the tougher fights, especially when you fight, back to back like that. Whereas fighters started being moved. See, they move fighters. Okay, it got to a point where they started to move fighters. They, no sense to have my guy going in. Sometimes you might just be burnt out. It's not your night. You wasn't rested enough. You can't tell me somebody fight that many damn times. For a man, to have 249 total pro fights, I mean, what rest did you get? So they started to move fighters different as time moved on. So you wouldn't have these losses and you would be able to become a draw and, people see things differently as time goes on, And yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot to read about him. And, these are guys I've seen these guys fight. Like I've watched their fights and things like that. Like I said, but I'm sure YouTube probably has documentaries or something on these guys or something. But yeah. So let's see who's next. Okay, so the last person we're going to do is going to be Ruben Hurricane Carter. Now, if you guys know Ruben Hurricane Carter, he went to prison for something that he didn't even do. Now, for those who may not know, this is a lot to read. So, all right, I'm just going to read this top paragraph to you guys. Okay. So, Ruben Hurricane Carter was born May 6, 1937. Okay. So he died April 20th, 2014. He was an American middleweight boxer wrongfully convicted and imprisoned for murder until released following a petition of habeas corpus after almost 20 years in prison. Now, in fact, he had a friend that went to jail with him. He wouldn't, they wanted him to lie and say that Ruben Hurricane Carter did it. The cops were lying. They know he was innocent. And the guy wouldn't do it. So they both did their time together. Yeah, that was, yeah. That's a friend, bro. That is a friend. Okay, in 1966, Carter and his co-accused, John Artis, were arrested for a triple homicide, which was committed at the Lafayette Bar and Grill in Paterson, New Jersey, United States. Shortly after the killings, at 2:30 a.m., a car carrying Carter, Artis, and the third man was stopped by police outside the bar while its occupants were on their way home from a nearby nightclub. They were allowed to go on their way, but after dropping off the third man, Carter and Artis were stopped and arrested while they were passing the bar a second time 45 minutes later. Carter and Artis were interrogated for 17 hours, released then rearrested. Weeks later, in 1967, they were convicted of all three murders and given life sentences to be served in Rahway State Prison. A retrial in 1976 upheld their sentences, but they were overturned in 1985. Prosecutors appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court, but declined to try the case a third time after the appeal failed. Carter's autobiography, titled The 16th Round, written while he was in prison, was published in 1974 by Viking Press. The story inspired the 1975 Bob Dylan song Hurricane and the 1999 film The Hurricane, starring Denzel Washington. Saw that movie too. As Carter, from 1993 to 2005, Carter served as executive director of the Association in Defense of the Wrongfully Convicted, later rebranded as Innocence Canada. Yes, as Innocence Canada. Okay, that. In 2019, the case was the focus of a 13-part BBC podcast series, The Hurricane Tapes. The series was based on interviews which were conducted with survivors, case notes which were taken during the original investigations, and 40 hours of recorded interviews of Carter by the author Ken Klonsky, who cited them in his 2011 book, The Eye of the Hurricane. Now, Ruben Hurricane Carter was a good fighter, man. He's a really good fighter. Now, let me find his record. Okay. So, yeah, he didn't get that, get to really finish his boxing career. So, he was 5'8", okay, 160 pounds, middleweight. Total fights 40, 27 wins by KO, losses 12, draws 1. Now, what I will say about Ruben Hurricane Carter, he was a good fighter. He was a tough fighter. And, his story was like, people talk about that more than his career. Now, again, I'm not so much here to talk about all-time greats and whatever and make the comparison so much. But, again, he was a good, tough fighter. He beat some good fighters. He lost, to some good fighters. Everybody, okay, can't be the best. But the point is, there's people that boxed. There's people that, gave some people, people that was there in those times, a lot of good memories. Win, lose, or draw. What do we always say? You always hear me say, it doesn't matter who you think is going to win a fight. The point is these fights need to happen, right? So back in those times when it wasn't hard to make fights, and, look at Sam Langford, where Dempsey is admitting that he admitted, and I heard that before that Jack Dempsey admitted that he didn't want to fight against Sam Langford. So these are the things that people overlook about fighters, man, because it got to a point now where people overlook what you're capable of doing. And they say he hasn't fought anybody, but what they overlook also is that people don't want to fight you. And the excuse is, oh, he's not ready. That person's not ready. You had guys like this that was jumping in the ring at 17 years old, 15 years old, fighting grown men. Yet you got people in here now 23, 25, 26, and they're making excuses about lack of experience or, he's too young. Oh, this person, he should wait and, 3 more fights, he'll be ready. And everything is always an excuse. Walk them by the hand, baby them. These guys were warriors, man. They were warriors. Now, that era of boxing, okay, for a long time, that era of boxing was more like the UFC, okay? In the sense of a loss doesn't make you a bum. People realize, no, these fighters are fighting the top fighters out there. So, Coco Kid, Ruben Hurricane Carter, Sam Langford, Natalie Sugar Brown. Check them out, man. People sit and watch certain things. They watch all this goofy shit. I mean, it's your choice what you watch, But I'm saying these are What I'm trying to spark here too is for people to start to dig into history more. Pay attention to more of what people were actually doing. These people have a story, they have a voice. And the thing is, to this day in 2023, people can jump up in an arena, holler, scream, spilling beer all over the place and popcorn. And yeah, that was a great fight, but there was somebody who was doing the same things that you know nothing of. And I just feel like, people don't appreciate that somebody made it possible for you to enjoy what you're enjoying. And if not for the beginning, these people wouldn't be here now. And in fact, this generation mostly don't look back at older fights. They don't understand what's going on, which is why we say most of these fighters, the majority of them, damn near all of them, they just don't understand it. They don't even understand the basic boxing fundamentals. So they don't understand that there was somebody here before them. And that's how it's always going to be in life. It's like you as a parent, right? Not for you, your kids wouldn't be here. You understand? So just saying, I'm not saying you gotta and all of this shit. No, I'm just saying, to me, as someone into boxing, especially, I would rather dig up the past and look at what was going on and understand, how certain things came about. And there's some things like people have their own unique stories, and I'm pretty sure there's certain nights that you'll remember. Like example, I was on one of Natalie Sugar Brown's lives. And, she told me a funny story. I was talking about the outfit, one of the outfits I remember she had on, black one piece with the white going across the chest, had the long white socks with the black stripes on the knee, had the black and white sneakers on, had the red, white, and black gloves on, had the buns in her hair. Like, I remember. But she told me a funny story about the outfit she had on, which I don't want to tell it. There's nothing to hide, but hey, maybe y'all will check out on your own. But it's like things that you don't even think about. I'm just like that. I'm just built like that, man. I like to dig into things that happen, and you know, I mean, I go to this amusement park out here where I live, just to find out that this place, it started as a pizza parlor. A pizza parlor. Another one started as just a local swimming pool. Now it's a gigantic amusement park. So you walk in, have their own little museum, their little history of how the place came about. Same thing with boxing, man. I feel like people just don't, I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying go in there to play the worship role, but damn, like, understand, man, somebody made it possible for you to be here. Somebody had the same struggles and worse than you did. You had people who came up in time like shit, especially back in those days. The Ruben, Hurricane Carter, Jack Johnson, Sam Langford. Way back. Hurricane came after them, but still, and they deal with such racism. We still deal with it. It's not going anywhere. But there's a whole lot of things that you had to deal with, man. And you don't know these people's story. My thing is, a lot of times, people go through life bitching and complaining. You can hear somebody else's story, and you know what you'll realize? Man, I got it good. I got nothing to really complain about. And that's for real. So I just salute all of them, all of these people that I've seen that were way before my time, that I got a chance to go back and just look and learn and study what they were doing. And, they were the ones that really started to stand out, along with the Alis and the Ray Leonards and, the Larry Holmes and all these, the Terry Norrises for me, Roy Jones, all these people. But like Natalie Sugar Brown, to be honest with you, and yeah, she was before Layla. She actually got my attention because I seen her fight, and it's like, damn, she can actually fight. Because I had seen some females fight, and they were just, throwing wild punches and wasn't really, skillful. But she had got my attention with her skills, and then, Layla, and then you started to see more female fighters slowly, but surely they were coming in. She fought Jessica McCaskill, didn't go her way. You know, um, but and that's when she was, getting older, and but it didn't matter. A fight's a fight. Like I said, you win some, you lose some. But she's someone that I remember. And I like to do things like this. I want to do it more often, and I probably will. More than likely, I will. But You know, those are just 4 people I felt like talking about. There's so many people I can talk about, you know, but learn to be appreciative, man, and learn to understand, be humble. And these people didn't make the kind of money that these fighters are making now. And that's what it has become. So the interest is not what people did to make it possible for me to be here. It is really not. But you know what? You can see something and may be able to educate people. Just sometimes people listen to you talk and everybody's saying the same things, but you can say something to a person that will actually make them think, damn, you know what? I never thought about it that way. So, and these are just 4 people that I feel were great fighters, very good fighters, solid fighters, you know, however you see them, you know, but bottom line, they was there, they contributed. And hey, man, everybody has a story to tell. And I appreciate these 4 fighters contributing to boxing and me being able to watch and just enjoy the sport that I love too. Anyway, talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings it out of people. I will catch y'all on the next video.